rest of them, bring it up again. And finally this. So I hope you guys understood what I did over here is we want the staircase to go from down and peel up. So which is why I'm scaling all of these vertices up. Okay, go into object mode, press 3. Okay, you can see what's happening. These ones are going up like this and converging. Right, so this is kind of what you have generated so far. And if you don't want that detail, you can just leave the object that way, no problem at all. Just this way. This is perfectly fine as well. Just come over here and we'll just check if it's on my cat no clock. No, it's not. We'll do it. And propagate edge hardness. Similarly for this, propagate edge hardness. Okay, so now you have the base ready. Now you have the stairs, the overall form. Okay. Now, if you want to turn on the lighting two-sided so that these marks disappear, you can do that. And this is the base of our geometry so far. All right. Now, what you're going to do is we're going to use this plinth to start generating the volumes. So all of these volumes that go upwards, this is what we are going to generate now. For that, super simple. Select. Just let me see if I've made a copy. No, I have not. Need to make a duplicate. Control-1, isolate. Okay, just take these faces. Control-Shift-I. Delete the rest, you don't need it. Okay. Now, this is what you have. Okay, now just give it some height. And before doing this, what we can actually do is combine go into top view and size it up a little bit. So we have a good base proportionately. Okay, now we can do, wait, first we just quickly do the cat no clock, right? Because we combine the two objects, it reset. Okay, so we have to do it once again. And now Control-D, Control-1, isolate. Go into low poly, face mode. We just need these guys for the footprint of our building because this is all outside. Control-Shift-I, invert selection. And this is the overall size of the building. Okay, now select this vertex, hold down D. I'm going to move this vertex close to the boundary like this. Okay, so bring it approximately here. Or what you can do is also do it proportionately. Actually, let's keep the step snap on. We'll use step snap in scaling actually. Do this, snap the pivot to over here, DV, hold it down, and middle mouse button, hover over the vertex. 0.5. Press R. Okay, fair enough. Press D again over here. we want this vertex to come closer so we can get this kind of a proportion. And like this. Excuse me. So now that you have these three vertices, okay, now what you're going to do is click 1, click 2, and 3. Shift right click, chamfer vertices. It does exactly that, chamfers it. Okay, and now you have this opening over here. Okay, now what you're going to do is go to face mode and you're going to delete them. These are your slabs. About factor 2. Now, this is your first floor. Okay, the proportions depend upon you, how much you want to move it up. Move it to that's about 2.5. Look good with these proportions. Press Control D, and we move one more up 2.5. Control D, move one more up 2. Okay, now these are the 3 layers. Okay, now press Control 1. Isolate this is the first layer, second and third, right? You can turn on the this thing, the Oculus illusion, ambient occlusion, and you can see the shadows. Now you can take this. This is the second level. Okay, we leave the first the way it is. Take the second one, press 1, go to edge mode, select this, the outermost one, ring, leave the inner one the way it is. Click over here, step snap relative, but we want it to be scaled inside 0.85. Let's see how much is that. Sorry, now we put 0.8. Do 0.9. Make sure you snap it from here. You want this vertex to be right above the one below, right? But the other ones can be scaled. That's perfectly fine. Similarly to this one and this one. So when we go in plan, we have this, right? We have a very good sequence of ellipse forming. Okay, now what you can either do is we delete the top and make a copy of this and then scale that in, or just scale that the upper one 2 times. I mean, you can choose what to do, it's fine. Go to edge mode, DV, R. We already have the step snap at 0.9. Snap in, and snap in. So now you have your 3 layers generated. Okay, next what we're going to do is prepare for this funnel on the inside. Okay, so base, leave it the way it is, no changes. Take the second level, simply let the pivot be at the center of this circle, press R, but this time you want to increase it in size, 1.15. Okay, and to this one as well. Say. You can further increase it if you want, actually. 1.1 more. Cool. Till you get this kind of this sort of cascading effect. Okay. Now, what we are also going to do is go into top view, select all three, press 1. Okay. What you could do is select, take this and move it closer. Snap to any of this. Make this 0.5. So we give it more thickness on this side, more depth on this side and lesser on this side. We need to do this for this one as well. Just approximately is perfectly fine. Cool. Now you've generated the slabs. Yeah. Now, what you're gonna do is Control D, duplicate it, press 1. Okay. Bring the base with you as well. DV, and bring this to the bottom. Okay. Now from here, what you're gonna do is only take the edges to the side and Control E, press W, 2.5, and uncrease the side. Okay, so you get this. Now just put one edge loop. Or just make it relative, actually. Or make it one, just making things simpler. A relative will take too much time. And delete this. You don't need this anymore. Now we come over here to face mode. Select this, and existing material. We have Lambert 1 and Lambert 2. We'll make another one called Lambert. Make it darker. The whole object became this. We just need to make okay, materials are acting a bit funny. Go to existing. Click on Lambert 1. Have we made the Lambert 1 dark? I have to check. I see. Okay, so we'll make this Lambert 2. And make this Lambert 1. So sort of representative of glass. Now you see the curvature over here is a lot lesser than the curvature over here and here. So we can try and make that proportionate. Going into top view, press 1. And yeah, just insert an edge loop over here. One here and one here. So you see that the rough distance is about this much. So slide this edge and try to match it with I. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Cool. So you have relatively equal looking dishes like this. Now we're going to take this and these guys, and we are going to first create the network. Just bridge this and this. Deselect existing material, Lambert 1, Lambert 2, sorry. I want it to be light. Now, just fix this square that you have created. So we have more indentations in low poly, so it can go. Shift right click, insert edge loop tool, tool settings, 2. Similarly to what we had done for the stairs and to create the base as well. So you see in low poly, if it's like this, in high poly, it is going to turn out to be equally smooth as well, right? So now just refinement. Cool. Now just hit Control E for extrude. Give it a thickness 0.1 or 0.15. Edge perimeter, and we crease it. So you see how the edge perimeter tool comes in handy very, very often. Okay. Because you don't have to manually keep making all the selections. You just keep modeling quick then. Right? Because in Maya, there's many a time that you waste a lot of time on only selection, a lot of time. Like, trust me, it's sometimes when the objects get very complex, it gets really, really, really irritating to just keep selecting one by one, one by one. Same process. This time we are going to merge this and this. Shift right click, bridge. Take these edges, uncrease, insert edge loops. Take these two, scale them in. Press 3 and tweak. So this one. Existing material, Lambert 2. This one the way it is. Lighting, two cycle, okay. Take this. Just crease all of it already so you don't have to crease the inner edges once you've extruded. So now just Control E, press W. We gave it a thickness of 0.15. Control right click, two edges, two edge perimeter. Shift right click, crease tool. Both your slabs are now ready. Right now, for this, we should actually made a copy, but that's totally okay. Oh, wait, we're going to have a problem. No, it's fine. We need this set, this, and this, because we want to generate the glass, just like the way we did for the other version. Okay, so now same thing, extrude, but this time downwards. We'll extrude it upwards, sorry. uncrease this, and insert some edge loops inside. Go into top view. See if they're proportionately similar slide edge. Perspective, go to face mode. We're going to change the color of this. Existing material, Lambert one. Okay, this has gone up. That's because we extruded it upwards and we took the upper surface for reference. Let's press DV and bring this guy back and place it on top over here. Okay, so it sits on top of it. And lastly, to this guy. Okay, so actually what you can do is just assign Lambert 2 entirely to this Lambert 1, sorry. Okay. Very quickly for this guy as well, Control D. So edge loop. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to have a curvature over here and a controlled curvature, not something that is very exaggerated as well, right? It helps in the three-dimensionality of the object. Now go to edge mode. Same thing, place this on this. Press 1. Oops, we select the base and do it. Cool, so now that you have all your levels stacked, okay, you just need to level this up with this. Make it sit on top, change the material, but this is the roof. Take Lambert 2. Your basic design for the object is ready. Okay, so if I can show you the render really quick. All right, so this is kind of how it is. Now we have to generate the roof to give it this sort of very sculptural look, right? So for that, if you see over here, there is one dent and then the dip, right? So edge mode, one dent. So for all, select all the edges. Smooth them up roughly by eye, how much of it you would like it to be. Shift right click, increase. So you've created that sort of an elliptical shape. Right now, just to have, before you bring this edge up, just push it in a little bit so you have the proportions a bit better. Now we can increase them. Perspective view. and then bring it up, just the edges. Okay, so now you have a much better looking ellipse, right? Which is similar to something like this. Okay, now, just for the sake of some thickness, what you're going to do is raise this up by 0.15, go to your edges, and just extrude it down by 0.15. So Control E, W, over here put minus 0.15. So we'll just come down from there. There you have a thickness for all of the geometries that you have. Now for this part. Okay, so to treat this, what you're going to do is select this, make a copy actually. So the reason why we keep making copies one after the other is because